Hello and welcome to Dave the Souk Betting. It's Sunday, the 9th of June, and this is my regular horses for the notebook. Big thanks to everyone that sent horses in for me to look at. Got quite a lot this week. We got 5 last week, and each one of these is potentially a future winner, some more likely than others. So let's crack on. The first one is called Maan, and it ran over 5 furlongs at Beverley. It's a 2-year-old race. And watching the replay, yes, I'd like to thank Hoof Hearted for sending this in. But while I was watching the replay, I'll thank you twice. I actually spotted another one, which I think was equally disadvantaged, boxed in. Let's call it unlucky. See if you can spot it. Here's the video. So this is Maan, 205 at Beverley over 5 furlongs. It's coming out of stall 1. Let's have a look what happens. Okay, missed the break. In a bit of trouble already. Being bustled along. Dwelt far too long in the stalls. Jockey's got to accept his position. And here he is, basically plumb last. Okay, we're into the straight proper now. And he's trapped there at the back on the rail. It's going okay. Now he's umming and ahhing whether or not to move out. Okay, he's moving out now. Moving out. Not a lot to do here. Moves out even further wide. Remember, he was in stall 1, which was on the rail. Now he's moved out wide. Now, the racing posts say he hit the front, but I don't think he hit the front at any stage. But anyway, let's have a look. I don't think he's ever hit the front. And it was an unlucky loser. The mistake started at the stalls. But I've seen another one in this race. By watching this race over and over, I've seen a second one. So let's rewind this and see if you can spot this one. Now this horse, Aviation Time, I spotted it while I was watching the replay. And this comes out of stall 10, which is here. So let's have a look how this one runs. So out of stall 10 here. Out of stall 10. There it is with the yellow sleeves. Trapped okay. Now watch it get squeezed out here a little bit. Watch. You think he's going okay? It's okay. Watch this one come across. Now what? Now what? Being shuffled back. Being shuffled back. The one with the yellow cap and the yellow sleeves. Now Maan's here. Aviation is here. There he is in the yellow cap. Now watch Maan. Maan comes round here. Aviation is here. Nowhere to go. Ton of horse under him. Ton of horse. Now he has to switch and he has to come behind Maan. There he is now. He's about 3 lengths. He gives it a tap there. Goes for the same gap that Maan went through. Running on, running on, running on. And he gets up for 3rd. And that's one that I don't think anyone spotted. So that was Maan. And obviously, Aviation Time. That was an incentive race. Both horses had won on their 2-year-old debuts. That was the second race for each horse. It was £25,000 to the winner for that race. So it was a well-contested race, and I think both horses were unlucky. If they met again, I would probably be tempted with Aviation Time. It'll be a bigger price. Everyone saw Maan, and I think Aviation Time was equally as unlucky, but it wasn't as obvious. So the second one It's called Celebrating Ethel. And I had a deep dive into this one. A major deep dive. Several videos to look at. Anyway, here you are. Celebrating Ethel out of stall 16 at Leopardstown. Let's see how it runs. Right. It's in the blue colours there. Gets out the stalls quite well. Big field. And there, racing in second, third is Celebrating Ethel. Good pace, 40 miles an hour, faster than my car. In third. Then I'm going to fast forward this a little bit, if I can. Now let's have a look. Races prominently. Still in third. Racing in third. Gives it a little tap there. 2 furlongs out. Another tap. 2 taps. 3. Look out from third. Racing prominently. Another tap. 1 more. There. Look at this gap. This is a horse trying to win. Racing prominently. Staying on okay. And eased. Nice and steady. That's Celebrating Ethel in Ireland, racing prominently. Now this is Celebrating Ethel running at Bath. Number 8, drawn 7. It's got a yellow cap on, I believe. Let's just make sure. Comes out. Sorry, it's number 8 here. The white cap on. Celebrating Ethel. Okay. Right. We're in the lead. Watch this. Watch. Just let everyone go past me. Take a tug. Look at this. I mean, talk about put the handbrake on. Put the emergency brake on. Now racing in virtual what? Where are we now? We're towards the rear. This is a horse which needs to run prominently. So, Celebrating Ethel. Handbrake on. Let me fast forward. Celebrating Ethel's run wide round all the bends, pushed along a little bit. Let's have a look how enthusiastic you are. A little bit of gentle pushing. Look how exuberant these are. A little bit of pushing here. Okay, let's have a look how many times we get the stick out. 1. Well, we're not trying really hard, are we? We're going to give it another one, yeah, with it. We'll look with it, my riding boot there with the whip. Shakes the reins. Another little tap. Well, I don't know if that was a tap. Not bothered. We're not bothered. We took a tug at the start. We've given it a run. Okay, Celebrating Ethel. This is Celebrating Ethel in an apprentice race at Goodwood. This time it's got the yellow cap on here. And it's drawn right up against the rail. Now watch this. Now where are we? Where are we? Look at this. We've lost 5 lengths at the start. I wish they'd cut these hedges. Get the edge trimmers out, Goodwood. Okay, now he's on the rail, the apprentice. He's on the rail. Keep the camera still. He's nowhere to go. He's got 3 or 4 horses in front. He's got 3 or 4 horses to its left. We're on a right-handed track. We coming down a hill. We're going round. It's loads of bends at Goodwood. And we're going absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. You lost 4 lengths at the start. I mean, look, you're going nowhere here. You're here. I mean, come on. There you are. Look at this. Nearer last than first. Tries to get up the rail here. Watch. Watch. I don't know what he's thinking. He must be brain dead. He's trying to get up the rail. You've no chance. You look, trying to sneak up the inside. Do you think there's a gap there? I don't. Watch this. Bump, bump, bump. Snatch it up. Now what you're going to do? You're going to switch it. You've lost all the momentum. Where are you going to come? So you're going to come down here now. This guy thinks he's Lester Piggott. He's an apprentice. Now he gives it a hit there and he's pushing. Watch how the horse runs on here. Look at this. Watch. Here he's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Comes about 5th. Didn't race prominently. Didn't get out. Trapped on the rail. Tried to go for a gap that wasn't there on the rail. Snatched up. Switched to the middle. Had to gain momentum. Finished quite well. Now, if you look at Celebrating Ethel, it won at Leopardstown over 9 furlongs on good ground, raced prominently off 68. Got bumped up to 74. Now, they bumped it up to 74, then it ran on good to yielding at Punchestown. And I'll read you the description. Led, headed under 2 out, soon edge left, weak and final furlong. That's off 74. Let's have a look at the race. Winners 81, seconds 82, thirds 87, and we're down, we're weakened 74. We're beating 75 horses. We're finishing behind lots of 80 horses. So then they give it various. Runs on heavy, over the short mile, over a mile on the different, obviously Dundalks, the all-weather. So probably didn't take to the surface. Comes to England off 68. Bearing in mind it's won off 68 in Ireland. Runs off 65, Josephine Gordon taking a tug and putting it in last place. And then in the Apprentice ran off 64. It's off 64. I think there's got to be a race in this horse. Judging on how it ran on at Goodwood there. So that was Celebrating Ethel. What do I think about What do I think about Celebrating Ethel? I think it wants. I mean, it's running off 64. It can sneak in a 65 race, 9 furlong, maybe 10. It has won over 9. Possibly on good to firm. Definitely on good. Maybe on good to firm. It's not been tried on good to firm, so you never know. Celebrating Ethel. It's a 5-year-old. It didn't run as a 2 or a 3-year-old, so it's still got a little bit of potential. And maybe they won't have the handbrake on as much. Okay, the third horse is called Split 11s. Here's the video. Great stuff. It's number 8, drawn 3.
They're off.
Now where are we?
Split 11s
Well, here we are.
Break by some
Plum
way.
last.
Poet in light
I
blue
mean,
is
what? Got to
also
be 10
slow
length.
into stride as they
Got
begin
to
their
be.
1-mile trip.
Got to
Villa
be 10
Lobos,
lengths.
Conjugative Wave, and the best turned out winner Regal Glory amongst the leaders.
Plum last.
No such luck in white and red colours is going past those to take it up. So they settle down. No such luck to Voltake, who's pretty keen. Stripes on the sleeves.
Look at this.
As well. Behind these Conjugative Wave.
You need binoculars to see this one. The searchlight. Here it is, plum last. Not even in the picture. Look at this. I mean, there's a fair enough gap from first to second, but I mean, where is it? There we go. Plum last there. Look at that. Even running wide. Nearly ended up in the car park there. I'll say coming down the hill, they're going to hit the bottom of the hill, and then they're going to hit the rising ground. Watch this. Few taps. That's it. We're gonna have a go. Pushing. What we got? 110 yards left. Look at this. Rising ground. It's the rising ground, and then it starts to level off. There we go. This horse finished fourth. It lost, I don't know how many lengths at the start. It's very low grade stuff, but I'll give you the ideal winning opportunity for this horse based on its previous form. Okay, as you can see, we're not talking great stuff there. The horse is a 6-year-old running off 50. That was on turf. It's only won 1 from 17 on turf. So I'm going to give you the conditions where I think this horse could potentially win. Its strike rate on the all-weather isn't that bad for a low-grade horse. It's run 38 times. It's won 5, come second 3 times, and third 8, which is quite respectable. That's a total of winning or getting placed 16 times out of 38. Ideally, it wants 7 furlongs or a mile, and it's won at Southall, Wolverhampton, Lingfield and Chelmsford. It's now running off 50, but it has won off a mark as high as 62, and I believe they've been running it on the turf to get its mark down on the all-weather. It's up to you. It is a, well, very, very low grade, but I think that there must be a win in the horse based on what we just saw. Okay, my next one is called Fearless Freddy. This was a £15,000 race, maiden race for 2-year-olds. So this is Fearless Freddy, 5 furlong race at Bath, and it's number, I forgot. It's number 6, drawn 16. It's in the red colours, so it's out wide, almost in the car park. Look at that, nearly hit the tractor when he came out. Now this is really, really wide. It's a left-handed track and it's all bends at Bath. So he's what? How many? 8 off the rail? 6 off the rail? Here he is. Fearless Freddy. He's having to run wide all the way. What is he now? 3, 4 off the rail, 3 off the rail. Trying to get it in closer to the rail. I mean, he's way off. He's having to run wide all the way. But he's travelling okay, about 6 or 7 lengths off the speed as they come past the cutaway and up towards the final. Oh, look how wide he is. It's going fine here, going fine. Flash Harry on the inside is running a big race on debut. Here's Lady with the lap now, Billy Lochnan beginning to stride on with some purpose up the hill. Then behind them is Fearless. Gives it a nice hit there, pushes it along. Only one hit. Straightens up well. Runs on, runs on, runs on well. Okay. Well, I mean, it was drawn 16 and it ran wide all the way. It didn't do itself any favours. I think it ran really well. It was a £15,000 2-year-old race over 5 furlong, 160 yards. 6 furlong wouldn't hurt it. It stayed on really well. And you've got to remember, running wide at Bath, it's got to have had several, if not tens of yards on. Wasn't that far behind. Okay, here's the last one. It's called You Sure Do. Here's the race. So we're looking at number 13, drawn 3 here, yellow with a red cap.
And they're off and racing to a reasonably level break. A couple of slow to gather stride.
Here we are.
Was one of those out well is Vaidari in that red cap, just hurdled the path there.
Okay.
In company with Arabian
Near the back.
showing the use of the experience. And the
Looks
back
like we've got a bad draw. We started on the far side, drawn 3. And we're next to last. Okay. So let's ignore this horse here in last and let's call this last. So we last. Bearing in mind, we were drawn 3 on the far side and now we're over here on the rail. Look at that, I don't know what happened there. Clipped heels maybe. Rewind that if you want to watch this video. You'll see, I'm sure it clipped heels. Okay, now what we're doing, we're weaving through, weaving. Gone, pushed along there. Weaving through. Oh, switch wide. Nice gap. Well found. Running on. Now, when they went past, I thought it had won in real time. It hadn't. But You Sure Do there, over 6 furlong at A-Dot was drawn 3. Let me just tell you this. You can see where it came from. The winner was drawn 14. The third was drawn 11. The fourth was drawn 13. The fifth was drawn 15. The sixth was drawn 10. You Sure Do was drawn 3. Well, You Sure Do there lost by a nose. When they went past, you know, it could have won for me in real time. It was 125 to 1 to win that race. There's got to be a race in it. My problem there is Tim Easterby, his horses, they have gambles on them, they go astray. I don't think he's that good at placing his horses, but they do have a lot of gambles on. Some get there, some don't, much to my cost because I've tipped some of his horses and they've halved in price and not delivered. So I don't particularly like playing his horses. I mean, people use a euphemism. It's a gambling. He is a gambling stable, but I think a gambling stable is a euphemism for a fiddler, to be frank. Now, Tim Easterby, it's a gambling stable. That's all I can say. Now, I did do another video, but I'm not putting it up. Go and look at this horse. The reason I'm not putting it up, it is one for the notebook. It's an honourable mention for a 9-year-old, and that's why I'm not putting it up. It's called Beyond Equal. It ran at Bath in a 0 to 70 handicap over 5 furlongs. It's a 9-year-old. It needs 6 furlongs, and it needs a stiff or galloping track. It does the business at Salisbury, Haydock and Bath, but preferably over a little bit further. I think it was a bit unlucky. It got trapped on the rail. Didn't have a turn of foot. Go and watch Beyond Equal's last race. You decide. Okay, just a quick message. Some of my tips, well, a lot of my tips have not been running well. Certainly not getting the winners that I would have expected. I do back them myself. I'm not just putting them out there. I do play myself and it's costing me money. I've got the Euro 2024 coming up on the football. I'll be putting a lot of work in and a lot of videos on the Euro 2024 football championship. There's not going to be as much horse racing output from me, but please, I'm making this a regular spot on a Sunday. So if you do see anything that you think is unlucky, the jockey's not ridden a good race, had a bad draw, whatever you think, just put a message put it on the comments section of this particular video if you like. I do look at the comments section. I'm sorry, I know I've not accredited everyone who contributed to this and put horses there for me. A lot of work went in. It's an oversight. I do realise, looking through my notes, that I've not accredited everyone. I am sorry, but if you do put one in my comments section, I will do my utmost to mention you in the video and say so-and-so sent this one in. Thank you very much for any contributions anyway that you did send in, and if I've not given you credit for the horse that you sent in, I am sorry. I will be putting 1 or 2 tips up, but I'm going to try and be a bit more choosy, and I haven't got the time to put out every day, and I don't want to, because sometimes I feel as though I'm forcing it, and I don't want to do that because that's the road to the poorhouse. I hope you enjoyed these horses for the notebook, and I'm hoping to make this a regular feature. We put 5 out this week. Was it 5 or 6 this week? These are the future winners, believe me. This is Dave the Suit saying it exactly as it is. This is where the winners are. Watch the racing. Watch the horses that are unlucky. They will win in the future. Bye for now.